And next we're going to take a look at the Voxel Studio. This I think is a rather unique feature to the Sorceress Game Creation Suite. It works very much like the 3D Studio in that you start with a reference image and you generate a voxelized character out of that. Now this is a high detail voxelized character made up of voxels. Voxels are super cool. They are what Minecraft uses. Of course, voxels in Minecraft are much bigger, but you can also adjust the resolution. So here we have a different resolution, 97, and you can adjust this down to any sort of resolution that you want. We have a much more basic looking voxelized character. We'll take a look at a few examples here. High detail, high detail. Here we have a not copyright at all, AT Walker, maybe a little copyright. I think that the voxel process actually does a really cool job of like robotic characters and creatures like this six-legged or two-legged mech character. I think that one came out pretty cool. Here we have a Space Marine for a game that I'm working on. A nice looking palm tree, of course, allows you to manipulate voxels. You can add voxels, remove voxels, paint voxels. You can do whatever you want after they're done generating, or you can just create your own custom art if you want. Then also really cool, we can send this over into humanoid rig, and this works very much the same as the 3D rigging system in that we place a few markers down. We got our elbow, we got our wrist, we got our knee joint, and our ankle joint, and then we can create a skeleton. This gives us a weight painting for the voxels. Now we can adjust these weight paints manually by hand. We've got some handy little weight painting features. So I could select a part that I want to adjust weights for, and there's actually a handy little feature. So okay, maybe I thought those arms came out too big. You can see I can easily adjust around the weights. Maybe the torso here isn't actually high enough. Very easy. We can actually just increase the height of that torso so that it is well, complete. So now we have something like a nice rough approximate weight map. I could tweak that around a little bit more. Let's go ahead but send this over to the animate tab. Now this is also utilizing our text to animation system that we previously covered in the, oops, I forgot to spread apart those so I forgot to spread that pelvis. Let's go back. We can make a little tweak here. Let's adjust the pelvis, which rigged a little too close. That's no problem. We can head over to the rig section and adjust the bones, and then let's go back over to animate over here, and that's a real-time adjustment. Now the pelvis is nice and the legs are in roughly good positions, and actually I think that animation came out pretty cool. So we've got our Duke Nukem Doom type character there. That's one way to do animations. Of course, there's all sorts of different animations you can do. This is text to animation, so basically anything you type in becomes an animation, and you have all the same features here like smooth loop, reverse loop, ghost, and stuff like that that you had in the 3D Character Studio. In addition to that, we can actually take a multi-leg creature, and this is actually super duper cool. Very much in the same way we place down the markers. We place marker, 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 marker. I won't show you that again. Very easy. There's a guided placement system for how to select your legs and your joints when setting up a multi-leg procedural character. Then we can send this procedural rig character over to the procedural rig animation section, and you have your procedural walk character. You can adjust all of the different things like how fast he moves forward, how fast he turns, all sorts of different fine-tuning options to adjust that walk cycle. Gonna send him over to a simulated test environment here. You can try a tropical island or a desert test environment to see what your character is gonna look like with lighting and all that sort of stuff. And at the moment, the procedural walk system exports to 3JS, so perfect for vibe coding. Game developers, coming soon, Unity and Unreal Engine, and coming soon to Wizard Genie Game Editor is actually a voxel world generator where you can generate up a procedural world using the assets that you create in the Voxel Studio.